For years, your savings account has felt like a stagnant pool of water, barely growing, if at all. You feel like you're doing everything you're supposed to. You skip the lattes, you pack your lunch, you say no to nights out. But you're still one surprise car repair away from a full-blown financial disaster. It feels like you're on a treadmill, running hard, but going absolutely nowhere. What if I told you that real financial freedom doesn't start with $1,000,000? For most of us, it starts with a much smaller, almost weirdly counterintuitive number: $20,000. This isn't just about the money, it's about what hitting this number does to your brain and the doors it opens. This is the 20K rule that wealthy people understand, and it's what separates those who build unstoppable momentum from those who feel like their progress is invisible. The agitation, pushing the boulder uphill. Let's be real. The start of any savings journey is brutal. It's like trying to push a giant boulder up a steep hill. You're giving it 100%, sweating, grinding, fighting for every single inch, but when you look back, the boulder has barely budged. This is the exact moment where most people throw in the towel. You scrape together a few $100s, and it just sits there. You add a little more, and the pile grows so slowly it feels like an insult to your hard work. You sacrifice for a whole year, brown bagging lunches and skipping vacations, only to have a few $1,000s to show for it. Your brain, trying to be helpful, does some quick math and hits you with a devastating thought. If it took this much work to save this little, saving a life-changing amount will take 200 years. What's the point? This is a trap. It's a trick of perspective that keeps more people stuck than anything else. You're operating in survival mode. Your entire financial life is defense, constantly bracing for the next emergency. A flat tire isn't an inconvenience, it's a crisis that sends you into a panic. You feel trapped by debt and paralyzed by fear. Your brain literally can't think about growth or opportunity. It can only think about surviving until the next paycheck. But here's the thing. Once you push that boulder just a little further, something incredible happens. The ground starts to level out, and you can finally feel the weight start to shift. The solution, the revelation of the 20,000 rule. Hitting $20,000 is the turning point. It's not a magic number, but it's the threshold where the math and the psychology of building wealth finally start working for you, not against you. Let's talk math first, because this is where the momentum becomes undeniable. We've all heard about compound interest, but before you have a decent sum, the returns are almost invisible. A 10% return on $1,000 is $100. Nice, but it won't change your life. But a 10% return on $20,000? That's $2,000. That's a real number. It's an extra paycheck you didn't have to clock in for. Suddenly, your money isn't just sitting there. It's an active employee, working for you 24/7. Think about it. If you save $1,000 a month and earn an 8% annual return, getting to your first $20,000 takes about 19 months of pure, relentless grinding. But getting your second $20,000 doesn't take another 19 months. It only takes about 17. Why? Because that first $20,000 is now working alongside you, making its own money. Fast forward to when you have a $400,000 portfolio. You can make that same $20,000 in just 5 months from investment growth alone. The amount that took you nearly 2 years of sacrifice now happens on its own. The boulder is finally rolling by itself. But even more powerful than the math is the psychological shift. Having $20,000 in the bank is your official exit from survival mode. It's a financial shield. Research from Vanguard found that having just a $2,000 buffer can boost your sense of financial well-being by 21%. At $20,000, which for many is a 3 to 6 month safety net, you get another huge boost. You stop making decisions out of fear and start making them based on strategy. Your identity shifts from someone who's broke to someone who is building wealth. You have proof that you can do it. This isn't just about feeling good, it's about making smarter choices. People with a financial cushion negotiate for higher salaries because they have walk-away money. They make better investment moves because they aren't forced to sell in a panic. They can finally start that side hustle or take a calculated risk on a new career because one failure won't send them into ruin. You finally have the mental space to go on the offensive. The how-to, your 3-step plan to $20,000. All right, so how do we actually do this? It's not about some secret stock pick. It's about a disciplined 3-step attack plan. Step 1. Build your shield. Before you can play offense, you need a solid defense. Your first mission is to build a starter emergency fund, at least 1 to 3 months of your essential living expenses. This is your buffer against life's little disasters. This money isn't for investing. It's for peace of mind. Park it in a high-yield savings account where it's safe, easy to access, and earns more than a dusty old bank account. This is the fund that stops a $500 car repair from becoming a $1,000 credit card debt. Step 2. Attack high-interest debt like it owes you money. High-interest debt, like credit cards and personal loans, is the anti-20,000 rule. It's a boulder rolling downhill towards you. It's negative compounding, working against you every second. Paying off a credit card with a 22% interest rate is the same as getting a guaranteed 22% return on your money. You won't find a guaranteed return like that anywhere else. Make it your top priority to obliterate any debt with an interest rate above 7 to 8% before you get aggressive with investing. Think of it as plugging a massive hole in your financial boat. There's no point in bailing water if you're still taking it on. Step 3. Put your money to work. Once your shield is up and the high-interest debt is gone, every dollar you save from now on is a soldier for your wealth-building army. The goal is to get this money working as efficiently as possible. For most of us, the simplest and most effective way is through low-cost, diversified index funds, or ETFs. You could look at an ETF that tracks a broad market index like the S&P 500 for growth, or a high-yield dividend ETF for income like VYM in the US. The specific fund isn't as important as the principle. Buy a diversified slice of the market, keep your costs low, and be relentlessly consistent. Set up automatic transfers every payday, a strategy known as dollar cost averaging, and, this is critical, reinvest all your dividends. This creates a loop where your dividends buy more shares, which then generate even more dividends. This is the engine of your financial snowball. If you're getting something out of this and you're ready to stop pushing the boulder and start riding the momentum, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It's a tiny click for you, but it makes a massive difference and tells the algorithm that more people need to hear this. The future, life after the 20K rule. So, what does life look like once you get this rule? It's not about being rich overnight. It's about being free. It's the freedom to say no to a job you hate. The freedom to take a month off to travel between jobs. The freedom to bet on yourself and invest in your own business idea. Your relationship with money is completely transformed. A surprise bill is just an annoyance, not a catastrophe. An opportunity to buy a dip in the market or invest in a friend's startup becomes a real possibility, not a daydream. For the first time, time is on your side instead of working against you. As you keep saving and investing, the time it takes to hit each new milestone shrinks. The first $100,000 is the hardest. The second might only take a few years, and the third comes even faster. You finally stop trading your long-term freedom for short-term comfort. Wealth is no longer a wish, it's a system you know how to build. Conclusion. The road to your first $20,000 is about so much more than money. It's the training ground where you forge the single most important habit in personal finance: discipline. You prove to yourself that you can take control, delay gratification, and build for your future. You are literally buying a new mindset, the mindset of a builder. That first $20,000 isn't the destination, it's the launch pad. It's the point where you stop fighting against the current and finally feel the wind at your back. It is your key to freedom. If you're ready to start building that foundation today, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And now, I want to hear from you. What's the next financial milestone you're aiming for? Drop it in the comments below. Let's get this conversation started.